What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Browns Saints Week 11 game preview as our 2-7 Cleveland Browns return from their much needed bye week. And I say that talking about the team needed it, of course, but this fan base, yeah, we really needed this bye week. Because I'll tell you something right now, it felt damn good waking up on Sunday and having a stress free day, right? Not having to worry about being embarrassed or let down or pissed off watching the Browns play whatever brand of football that you call that crap. Because it's funny. You watch the Browns and then you watch a team like the Chiefs, and it's almost like they're playing two different kinds of football. Like, the Chiefs make things look so freaking easy. And the Browns, it's like these guys can barely complete a freaking screen pass sometimes. It's like, hey, yo, what the hell? We do that. That's what I'm like. Every time I watch a different team, even when I was streaming Commanders and Steelers, I'm like, hey, yo, why can't we do that? Try that and it gets picked off, right? Or something like that, right? You guys know what I'm saying. By the way, of course, Steelers had to pull yet another win out of the crack because that's what they do, right? It looks like they're going to lose, and then they pull some dark magic voodoo sorcery type thing, and they pull out a win out of nowhere. And yeah, that's just what they do. They've been doing that for years. It's not like they just started. But, got to give them credit. They know how to pull wins out of thin air. And of course, the Commanders kind of choked that game away. They had a chance to put it away and they couldn't. But yeah, we'll be facing the Steelers real soon, so that'll be fun. But anyways, talking about this game coming up on Sunday against the equally as bad and equally as injured 3-7 New Orleans Saints in the Big Easy at the Caesars Superdome. Of course, the Saints are coming off a big win against the Falcons in their first game with interim head coach Darren Rizzi, I believe is his name. Pardon me if I'm wrong. But yeah, they fired Dennis Allen, and look at that. They win their first game with their new interim coach. And that's actually what happens, right? A team sucks, they fire their coach, they bring in an interim, and they win the first game with the interim. It's just the way it goes. So at least it wasn't the Browns that gave them their first win, because that's usually what would happen. But yeah, you look at these two teams on paper, like I said, they're equally as injured. I'm looking at the Saints injury list right now, and man, they are missing some dogs. Right? Pete Werner is questionable. He'll probably play. Same thing with Cedric Wilson, Jamal Williams, Kool-Aid McKinstry, but no Chris Olave, no Kendre Miller, no Bub Means, and no Rashid Shaheed. It's tough. Now, they do have Marquez, Valdez Scantling, Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, Juwan Johnson, Dante Pettis. So they have some good players. And you know how the Browns are. They're the team to get absolutely hooked by a guy like Juwan Johnson or Dante Pettis or even MVS. Yeah, this is the game where MVS goes off for like damn near a buck 50 through the air. It's just what would happen. Because it always happens to us. And of course, we're facing Derek Carr, and we know what he does to us. We haven't beaten him since his rookie year with the Raiders. Does that change this year? I don't know. I'd love to beat him finally, but you know how this team is. So, not really much else to talk about for this game. These two teams stink, and this is honestly just a toilet bowl matchup, honestly. You know? So, we'll see how this goes. Now, before I get into the preview, I do got a little bit of news to talk about. As Ian Rappaport was at the Kevin Stefanski, or I guess he covered the Kevin Stefanski presser yesterday a little bit. And he tweeted this out, and I quote, and of course, it's news that we kind of expected, to be honest, but Browns coach Kevin Stefanski tells reporters that Jameis Winston is the team's quarterback following the bye week. Yeah, of course, right? Most likely, Jameis will be the quarterback going forward, barring injury or whatever. Maybe they go to DTR later in the year when things are completely out of reach, but I think they're going to stick with Jameis because, believe it or not, this team is still trying to win. We'll see how that goes. We all know what the Jameis experience, though. We all know what that feels like. And I know Saints fans know that feeling too. It's like the law of averages. He'll have one game where he cooks, and then the next game, he looks like he doesn't even belong on the football field. Just look at the last 2 weeks before a bye, right? My dude goes out there, throws 3 tutties, cooks against the Ravens, follows that up with a disaster class against the Chargers. Just the way he is. It's a roller coaster. Honestly, before you watch a Jameis game, right, you need to have in your head the little message that is played when you're on a roller coaster. Please keep all hands, feet, and all other objects inside the vehicle at all times. And also carry a barf bag and be prepared to have the urge to run full speed out of your window head first because watching Jameis will make you want to do that. Yeah. He'll either make you very happy or extremely pissed off. Just no in between. There's really no in between. You're either leaving the Jameis experience extremely happy or incredibly depressed. Because that's just the way he is. So yeah, Jameis is probably going to be the quarterback going forward. So yeah, the Jameis experience continues. Now getting into this serious history between these two teams, and believe it or not, the Browns have actually had a lot of success against the Saints historically. Browns lead the series 13-6. Our last win came going on 10 years ago at home in the Dog Pound in 2014. We all remember that game, right? Saints came to town and we beat them. Yep, that was the last time we beat them too. Only faced them 2 other times. 2018 in the Superdome, Zane Gonzalez, and then 2022 in the frigid cold air of Cleveland, Ohio. The Saints came out and beat us. People were saying, "Oh yeah, it's such a home field advantage to have the cold air and everything, right?" We just let a dome team walk into our house and beat us. A team that plays in a dome came into frigid Cleveland, Ohio, and beat us. There's no such thing as home field advantage for the Browns. Nope, not at all. Now, here's a fun fact for you. The Browns beat the Saints to get their first win as an expansion franchise in 1999. And funny enough, that game was on Halloween. Talk about scary. Oh, man. So, getting into my keys to victory for this one for the Browns Jameis revenge game. I'd love it. I would love to watch Jameis go out there and cook his former team. After all, he is coming off a disaster class, so law of averages states he goes out there and he cooks like a master chef. And we beat the Saints because, of course, right? And number 2, get the run game going early. Now, last week against the Falcons, Bijan Robinson ran it 20 times for $116 and 2 touchdowns. I think Nick Chubb is more than capable of doing that himself, too. Especially the 20 carries. Usually, at least in the past couple of years, when we ran Nick Chubb 20 times, we win. So we'll see what kind of workload he gets coming off the bye. Now that he's had a few weeks to really get his legs going. We need to get the run game going early. Because, of course, the Saints do have a good front four. They were able to get 3 sacks on Kirk Cousins. So, they're going to try and make Jameis beat him through the air. Because they know him as well as we do. He played for them. So, yeah, they know him well over there in New Orleans. We got to get the run game going early. That'll set up the pass. And I think we do that, then we'll be fine. And then number 3, get after Derek Carr and force mistakes. right? You get in his face, you force a fumble or whatever, maybe you force an interception, but of course, we know the Browns, they're allergic to those. They've literally had, I swear, like a half a dozen plus dropped interceptions this year, mostly from Denzel Ward. But yeah, I think this could be the game where we see Denzel maybe get a pick or two. That'd be cool. But yeah, those are my keys to victory. Players or player to watch. I gotta go Jameis, right? He's playing his former team. He's gonna be extremely motivated to try to beat him. And I think, I think he keeps us in the game. But do we win? I don't know. And then as far as my prediction goes, as much as I would love to see us win, I think we're essentially in tank mode right now in terms of the fan base. So I'm going to go 24-14 Saints. I think the Browns will be winning this game at some point, and then the Saints take over late, and then they pull away. Simple as that. So we'll see how things go, and maybe we shock everybody and we go out and win. We should win this game. I mean, the Saints are not good, but then again, neither are we. So yeah, we'll see how things go. Of course, I'll be live on Sunday, as always, like a freaking addict. I could say I hate this team. I'm never streaming them again. But then, of course, the following Sunday, I'll be right here streaming. I love this team too damn much. Right? So, yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. And as always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Cavs and Sixers. Yeah, we're going to watch the good team in Cleveland. The team that is saving me from having probably one of the worst few months as a sports fan. Right? The Guardians were saving me. Now it's the Cavs saving me from pure depression. Love it. So with that being said, let's go Browns. I'm Crazy Dog, and I'm out. Bye bye.